Preview video on a Tuesday? That must mean we're playing on a Thursday. What is up, Finn fans? Yes. Prime time. Thursday night. We're playing Thursday, so you're getting your preview video today being Tuesday. I will be live Thursday for the game against the Jacksonville Jaguars. It's prime time, so you know your boy is going to be live. Also, don't forget, pinned in the top of the comment section, you got to go vote for the picks video, which will be out tomorrow. We'll have my father on. He'll actually be here this time. Week 3, took him about 3 weeks to get here, but being that I don't live near him, obviously. So this is the plan for the video. We're going to be breaking down the matchup between the Jacksonville Jaguars, the 1-1 Jacksonville Jaguars, going up against the Miami Dolphins. Then we got comment of the day. I got a little special thing for you before comment of the day, and then we're going to get the flip-flap and the flim-flam out of here. So let's jump into this, and let's talk about these Jacksonville Jaguars. Now, like I said, 1-1 Jacksonville Jaguars, unfortunately 0-2 Miami Dolphins. Dolphins have to head upstate to take on the Jacksonville Jaguars. Not a big travel. Let's look at the injury report. Being that I'm making this Monday night, I don't know about Tuesday's injury report. And then Wednesday, I don't know if they're going to be practicing. But today, being Monday for me, they didn't practice. But they do this thing where they say, hey, if we would have practiced, here's how we would have limited it. And this is how it came out. So we have Matt Breida on there. He would have been a full participation. He kind of popped up on us. Clayton Fejedelem, limited. We all knew about him. Jakeem Grant, full. But Jakeem Grant needs to do something for me. Please, Xavier Howard on there with a knee. He would have been limited. Byron Jones would not have practiced with his groin injury. I'm hearing from Brian Flores, It's a hit or miss. I'm hearing it's not as bad as we thought it would be, which you think it'd be pretty bad the way he fell to the ground. I think the fact that they took him out as soon as they did, maybe it's not as bad, but we'll see if he plays Thursday. I'd be surprised if he plays Thursday, if you want my God's honest opinion. We got Shaq Lawson on there with a hip injury. He did come out and then go back into the game, so he'll probably play. Emmanuel Ogbah, ankle. He would be full participation. Devontae Parker, limited. But he came out in a press conference today saying he is not going to miss a game for the rest of the season. Keep that word, please, Devontae Parker. We have Landon Roberts. He didn't play last week, concussion. Supposedly he would have practiced today. And then we got Kyle Van Noy, and he would have practiced. And then real quick, let's just pop up the Jacksonville Jaguars. They have Tyler Davison, their tight end. He had a knee. I think he would have been held out of practice today. Brandon Watson, cornerback, who's illness. And DJ Clark, their wide receiver with a chest injury. So that's their Chark. Sorry, DJ Chark. I apologize. I said Clark. It's Chark. Very misleading. I will say that. But he was their top receiver last week. So if my memory is correct. But let's break down the Jacksonville Jaguars, and then I'll get into my 5 things the Miami Dolphins have to do to beat the what is happening to me right now? To beat the Jacksonville Jaguars. So you look at this Jacksonville Jaguars team, right? You look at the offseason, you look at last season, they got rid of a lot of players, Ngakoue, which I think hindsight, all of us Dolphin fans who wanted him are still like, they should have got him. They should have went after him because, God, do we need a pass rush. But they still have, like I said, wide receiver DJ Chark, quarterback Gardner Minshew. They still have Miles Jack. They have K'Lavon Chaisson, the guy they drafted. They still have a pretty decent team. Now, going into this game, you would look at it, the season started, after all the moves they did, you would think to yourself, okay, the Dolphins have a better than normal chance to beat this team. Here's like and here's like, oh, they're going to have an uphill battle. And then this is like, oh, okay, they should beat them. It was here, and now it's kind of here. If you want my God's honest opinion, after watching how they did against the Patriots and then last week against the Bills, the offense showed up against the Bills. It was just the defense was, yeah, that's it. That noise was the defense. So we have a Jacksonville Jaguars team coming in, looking at their stats on the first 2 weeks. Week 1 going up against the Indianapolis Colts, they won that game 27-20. Had only 91 rushing yards, had 150 passing yards. on defense. They gave up a ton of yards. Same thing with both games. They gave up a ton on defense. So this might be a high-scoring game because it seems like our defense gives up a ton. The Jacksonville Jaguars defense gives up a ton. This might be a high-scoring game because if you look at it in passing, their defense is ranked 30th. In passing, their offense is ranked 20th. So some good signs there. Their rushing defense is ranked 10th on defense, and on offense, they are ranked 13th. So kind of middle of the pack there. Looking at this Jacksonville Jaguars team, this is a very winnable game for the Miami Dolphins. But I will talk about that. I will give you my prediction. This is different. Normally, I tell you guys in the picks video, you need to wait till Friday to get my prediction for the game. But now I'm going to spoil my pick that's coming out tomorrow after I talk about the 5 things the Miami Dolphins have to do to beat the Jacksonville Jaguars. So let's jump into this. Again, no specific order on, hey, this is the most important. Hey, this is the least important. To me, all of these are important, and you might think of some that I didn't think of, and I want you to comment them below. Number 5 thing that the Miami Dolphins have to do to beat the Jacksonville Jaguars. Can we get some pressure on Gardner Minshew? Can we get some sacks on Gardner Minshew? Can we make him uncomfortable in the least bit? You look at Josh Allen and you look at Cam Newton. They could have read a Stephen King novel. And if you know anything about Stephen King novels, thick before they threw a pass. Not a lot of pressure. Yes, we sacked Josh Allen a few times, but a lot of times he was just back there. He let plays develop. He let long-standing plays develop because we gave him time. We gave him more than 3 seconds to throw the ball. That takes a huge effect on the secondary to not get consistent pressure, to not make these guys feel like I need to hurry up and get the ball off. Because when you make the quarterback think that they need to hurry up and get the ball off, that's when you have quicker plays. That's when you have those slant plays, and that's when you have your secondary, your corners, your safeties jump on these plays because the quarterback thinks, I have about 2 seconds to get the ball off. And us Dolphin fans should know, because all last season, Fitzpatrick only had about 2 seconds to get the ball off. And you could jump routes because you know for a fact my defensive line is going to get in his face. He needs to get this ball off. I only have to cover this guy for about 2 seconds, and I know they're going to get the ball to him. So I'm going to watch and jump the route and get a pick 6. But we get no pressure. Absolutely horrible at getting pressure after the quarterback. So for the love of God, get some pressure. The number 4 thing that the Miami Dolphins have to do to beat the Jacksonville Jaguars is we need to stop the run. Now, looking at the Jacksonville Jaguars, week 1, they had 91 rushing yards, and week 2, they had 165 rushing yards. Their running back isn't a slouch to just scoff at in James Robinson. He's a pretty good, pretty decent running back. To force them into a one-dimensional offense and to force them into something that we know they're going to do, right? We know for a fact you're going to pass it. Let's pin our ears back. Let's get after you. Let's hopefully get some pressure on you. You got to shut the run down. We kind of did it against Buffalo, but again, it's the same thought process of how we kind of did stop the pass with New England. Did they really need to throw on us? And the same thing with Buffalo. Did they really need to run on us when they were just throwing all over on us? So, but it's fundamental football. Stop the run. You got to stop the run. And if we're going to stop the run, my number 3 thing the Dolphins need to do to win this game is they need to run the ball. And they were doing that well. Now, Myles Gaskin, a lot of people are asking, why is Myles Gaskins getting so many carries? Why is Myles Gaskins in there over Breida? Why is he in there over Howard? It's because he is making something out of nothing. He is the hot hand right now. He is very productive. Among running backs with at least 10 carries, Myles Gaskin ranks 8th in the NFL in average yards after contact with 3.94. That ranks higher than Christian McCaffrey, Josh Jacobs, Derrick Henry. This comes from Travis Wingfield. I got to give the man some credit for giving me that awesome stat to share with you guys. Give him the ball more. Run the ball more. What did I say was one of the things the Dolphins needed to do if they wanted to beat Buffalo? He needed to keep the Bills' offense off the field. And I still will stand to this. If the Dolphins' offense ate more clock up, had the ball on offense more, ran the ball a little bit more, they probably would have won because at some point we had the lead. And every time that Bills' offense came on the field, they just did whatever they wanted to. So again, I'm not saying Jacksonville's on the same par as Buffalo, but we need to run the ball, control the clock, control the game, make that opposing defense tired. Look, coming from a Dolphins fan, our defense is not great. To say not great, a lot of you guys are probably like, not great, hot garbage. Yes, Jacksonville Jaguars defense isn't all that it cracks up to be either. They're 20th in points and 4, and they're 24th ranked in yards given up. Eat that clock up. Take control of the game. Run the ball. The number 2 thing the Miami Dolphins have to do to beat the Jacksonville Jaguars. No mistakes. And I say this every week. And sometimes there's mistakes. And sometimes there's mistakes that it's not an interception. It's not a fumble, because we didn't have a turnover against Buffalo. We almost did. We almost had a few. Breida dropped the ball, picked it back up. There was a few interceptions on the Bills side they dropped. Obviously, there was a few interceptions on the Dolphins side they dropped. But, Myles Gaskins has a big run, gets us down in the red zone, holding. Bring it back. And it's like, that's just, it kills it. It kills the morale. It kills the drive. No mistakes, especially with the young, unproven team we have, right? We have a very young team. I think we have one of the youngest teams in the NFL. So to go into this season with such a young team, only 2 weeks to prepare for the season, we're playing sloppy football. And you can tell we're playing sloppy football. I'm going to talk about that a little more in a little bit of a rant before I make my pick. But we need to play mistake-free football. And the last thing the Miami Dolphins need to do to beat the Jacksonville Jaguars is you cannot leave points on the field. Now, going for it on 4th down, I was okay with it. I'm like, hey, do it. The defense isn't stopping anything. So if we go and kick a field goal, we go up by 1. They'll march right down the field and kick the field goal, and then we're still losing by 2. I was all for going for it, but you got to catch it. You can't leave points on the field. And you could take it on the other side, right? Say you weren't for going for it on 4th down. They still left points on the field. Cannot leave points on the field, again, especially being such a young, unproven, new team. That being said, I'm going to give you my prediction for this game. Now, I think the Dolphins will bounce back. I think what we saw from Buffalo is the offense started to get into a groove, and the offense is starting to mend and gel together. Like I said, this Miami Dolphins team is young. It's filled with young, unproven players. Byron Jones isn't a young, unproven player. Kyle Van Noy isn't a young, unproven player. We got Shaq Lawson, Agba, Ryan Fitzpatrick, Howard. These aren't young, unproven players. I'm talking about Jordan Howard, not Xavier Howard. But most of them, the core of them, are young, unproven players. 2 weeks to get ready for the season. 2 weeks to work together to get ready for the season. Yes, there were Zoom meetings, but we had to get ready for the season. This isn't an excuse. This is an explanation for why it's such doo-doo butter. Not an excuse, an explanation, because I'm not saying it's not doo-doo butter. But this team is, if you notice, getting better, right? We could barely score against the Patriots, and going against a better Buffalo defense, we scored a ton of points. I'll take the 8 points off, because Buffalo fans are like, oh, blah, blah. I'll take the 8 points off. We still scored a ton of points. We still moved down the field. Gesicki was doing his thing like a chicken wing. Like I said, Gaskins was doing his thing. We were moving the ball. It was just the defense disappeared on us. So I think that this is going to be a high-scoring game. I don't think the Jacksonville Jaguars defense is all that great, and I don't think the Miami Dolphins defense is all that great. I think, and I hope and pray, because the Dolphins need this win. My birthday is Sunday. I don't get a Dolphin game on my birthday. Is that a godsend? Maybe. Maybe I won't cry on my birthday. But my birthday's Sunday. So technically, this would be a gift to me from the Miami Dolphins. Please win this game. The season depends on it. I'm depending on it. 28-21 Dolphins victory. I'm predicting it here. I think it's going to be a high-scoring game. I don't think both the defense are going. I think they're going to make some stops here and there. I don't think it's going to be back and forth scoring, but I think it's going to be mostly offense in this one. But be sure to comment below. If you're a Jacksonville Jaguars fan, how are you doing? Comment below. Let me know how you think you can beat the Miami Dolphins and what you need to do to beat the Dolphins. If I missed something as a Dolphin fan that you think, hey, Doug, what about this and this? Comment it below. But before I get to comment of the day, I need to shout out today's sponsor, and that is Manscaped. Man, if you don't want your downstairs bonanza or your chest or your face to look like Ryan Fitzpatrick, you should jump over to manscaped.com, use the promo code FINSUP, and get 20% off on your order and free shipping. So be sure to go over to manscaped.com and use that promo code FINSUP. Now let's get to your guys' comment of the day. Now this comment of the day comes from yesterday, right? Not yesterday, but Sunday. A lot of us were very upset. I was very upset. I didn't like that loss. I thought we could have won that game, and it was for multiple reasons that we could have won that game. So there's a lot of questions that came out of the loss Sunday. One of them being Xavier Howard. Now, I said that loss wasn't, you can't put that all on Xavier Howard, right? Just like I said week one, you couldn't put that loss on Ryan Fitzpatrick. I was saying you can't put the loss on Xavier Howard, right? I'm not saying Xavier Howard had a fantastic game. I'm not saying Xavier Howard had a perfect game. Obviously, that deep pass that went for a touchdown, some people think it was on Xavier Howard. Some think it was on Bobby McCain. I think it was on a combination of both, right? But here's my thoughts on Xavier Howard. You guys know I like Xavier Howard, but I'm going to try to take my biased hat. I'm going to put it over here. Like I said, Xavier Howard did not have a good game. I'm not saying Xavier Howard was fantastic and all that stuff. Xavier Howard covering Brown, that deep pass, again, it's two different things. Do you blame Bobby McCain or do you blame Xavier Howard? But if we take that out, he held Brown to 3 catches for 39 yards. The week before, and every time Brown has faced the Dolphins, he has torched us. Again, I'm not saying he had a fantastic game, but I don't think he had as bad of a game. My point on Xavier Howard, my point is on the entire secondary, because Noah Benogany, Nick Needham, Byron Jones going down, Bobby McCain, Eric Rowe dropping a very easy interception. The whole entire secondary played like garbage, right? So to pinpoint Xavier Howard kind of is not fair to him. My problem is with the pass rush. Now, a lot of people want to say, Doug, no, he should have played better. Yes, 100%. I agree with you. Should have played better. But you cannot put it all on the secondary when the pass rush is getting zero pressure on the quarterback, and the quarterback has all the time in the world to let plays develop, to let wide receivers run around and eventually get open. There's only so long that a player can cover a wide receiver. Only so long. That's one. That's why I'm always talking about pass rush and all that stuff. But again, to reiterate, Xavier Howard needs to do better soon, because if Byron Jones' groin is a thing and he's hobbled, we need that starting cornerback. We need it back. The other thing, Tua, right? I made a tweet the other day saying, I'd like to see Tua. I'd like to see Tua play sooner rather than later. I got this itch. I want to see my young guy. I want to see the 5th overall pick. I keep seeing him standing on the sideline with his jersey on. And I'm like, I just want to see what you could do, kid. I didn't get a preseason. To see him. So I'm like, I just want to see what you could do. If Ryan Fitzpatrick gives us the best opportunity to win, and the coaching staff thinks Ryan Fitzpatrick will give us the best opportunity to win, and if we throw Tua in there, whatever, then fine. Let Ryan Fitzpatrick be in there. But my itch is getting hard to scratch, and I want to see Tua in there. I want to see what the kid can do. But I want to win more than anything. So yes, I made the tweet because I was thinking it. It's technically what I do on Twitter. I think something, I think it's interesting, I'll tweet it out to you and get your guys' opinion on it. I would like to see Tua. I want to see what he can do. Does it suck that Joe Burrow and Justin Herbert are out there doing their thing and I have to eventually wait to see it? Yeah, it does suck a little bit, but it doesn't come into my decision making. My decision making is more about what can he do? I want to see what he can do in the NFL. I didn't get a preseason. That's where my thought process is. So I got this itch, and it's getting more and more itchy, and I want to get it scratched. But if Fitzpatrick's most likely. I haven't heard any grumblings, so Fitzpatrick is most likely starting against Jacksonville. But I'm getting that itch. I want to see some Tua. I want to see what he can do. Just want to address those two things. Hope I cleared all that up. But that is the video. Be sure to follow me on Twitter and Instagram. like I said, when I think of things, when I get breaking news, all that stuff, I tweet it out. Instagram, I posted my 15,000 subscriber. We broke that, and I want to thank all of you, every single one of you, for one, hitting that subscribe button, two, sticking along, because, you know, we had all of last season. It was hard, and we had this off season. Thank you guys for sticking along. Thank you guys for subscribing. It means a lot to me, and all the congratulations, all that stuff. It means the world to me, 100,000 million%. Also, Fanatics Network. New partnership with your boy, Fanatics Network. Check out their YouTube channel. Fantastic YouTube channel. It's got the likes of their own podcast. It's got the likes of Perfectville. And the deep dive is over on that Ram Kazam. So be sure to go check out their YouTube channel. Hit the subscribe button. Also check them out on Twitter. The Fanatics Network. Fantastic. And while you're checking out that network, why don't you go check out Fan to Fan Network, another site. I am the Miami Dolphins ambassador. They do their pre-show. I will be live on Twitch with them before the game against the Jacksonville Jaguars, breaking down a little bit over there. So if you want to go over twitch.tv/Fan to Fan Network, check that out. Check out their YouTube as well, and check out their the website, fantofannetwork.com. But other than that, I'll see you guys tomorrow with my dad. Like I said, my dad will be here tomorrow to make the picks. Oh, don't forget, pinned comment. Make sure you go out and do your picks. My dad will probably be here around 7:30, so you have till tomorrow or tonight, 7:30, when the polls will close, and then we will make the video. But other than that, I'll see you guys tomorrow, and I will definitely be live Thursday. But like usual, stay classy and fins up.